That the change.
Me too, mommy. Okay, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Um, okay, good evening. I believe you can hear me. It's a lovely Sunday. It's a lovely day, and it's the beginning of a new thing. Um, right. All right. So I trust that you can hear me wherever you are. Okay. Okay. Good to have us all here. 1 minute. All right. I just have to turn off the background music. Am I audible enough? All right. Thank you for joining. From anywhere you are, you're welcome to Story Studio. Is the maiden edition of Story Studio, and welcome to you. Thank you for joining. Please, just for the sake of feedback, I just want to be sure that you can hear me. All right. Yeah, you can hear me. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. All right. Um, please let's try and share this as much as we can as we begin this podcast this evening. Right. So as I was saying, this is a maiden edition of Story Studio, and I am so glad that this is happening today, and I'm so glad that it's happening with every one of us right here. And thank you for joining from wherever you are. And of course, I won't be doing this alone. My name is Adidot Omoiwa, and you're on this channel, Adidot Omoiwa Story Walks. And like I said, this is the maiden edition of the Story Studio, right? And this is a creative initiative from Adidot Omoiwa Story Walks, right? All right, thank you for joining in. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for making me know that you can hear me loud and clear. It's so good. Thank you for joining us this evening. And like I said, is this is the maiden edition of the Story Studio, and I am so excited to launch this platform and the first of many valuable packed conversations that we'll be bringing your way this evening. Right. And again, my name is Adido Tumuiwa. I am a multidisciplinary storyteller. I am a faith-based filmmaker. And of course, I have not written too many stories. I've just written few, right? So, all right. So tonight we are going to be diving deep into a topic that truly matters this evening, and the theme is beyond the story, the viewer's thoughts. Right, beyond the story, the viewer's thoughts. And if you ask me what is the motivation behind this thing, I just have a passion telling stories, both on stage and on screen. And recently, that idea just came. Okay, I just had that, you know, inclination to that concern, that kind of burden to actually create a platform where people who consume our faith-based stories can come in and share their thoughts, their opinions on these things. Yes, we appreciate the views and the comments that are coming in whenever our stories are being put on the platform, or on YouTube and any other streaming platform. We appreciate it all. And but then we believe that beyond the likes, beyond the comments, and beyond every other thing, we believe that we need to hear what the viewers have to say. They watch our stories, they consume it, and there are certain things in their minds that they need to say to us. Suggestions on improvement, and the places we are getting it right, and other places that we are not getting it right. So that is why we are here, beyond the story, the viewer's thoughts. So tonight is all about you, the audience, the consumers of faith-based stories. And I am not doing this alone. It's a space where you can finally say the things that you often can't express in the comment sections of streaming platforms and all of that. So we want to hear your thoughts. This event, this podcast is for you, the consumers of faith-based stories. Your honest feedback, what you love, what you feel needs work, and how you think our narratives can improve. Right. So because the truth is this, I believe that our stories will remain where they are if we don't listen to the voices that matters. And the voices that matter is you, people who watch our stories, people who you encourage us to do more. But so this time around, we need to hear what you have to say. And tonight, to help unpack all of this, I am being joined by two amazing guests tonight. And they are no strangers to the world of faith-based filmmaking. So tonight they are going to bring their experience, their insight, their passion, and their inside passion about storytelling. And so tonight we have our guest tonight. So please, as much as possible, let's try and engage, on the comment section. A time will come, as much as possible, you can drop in your comments, questions. We want to receive questions. We want to receive your comments on faith-based stories. You have consumed our stories long enough. Now, I'm not just talking about my stories, of course. I'm not just here for myself. I'm here for faith-based filmmakers. We want to tell good, well-told stories when it comes to the gospel, right? So I'm not here for myself. I'm here, you know, for faith-based filmmakers. Right. So tonight we have Faith Babs with us tonight. And Faith Babs, Faith Babarinde, but usually called Faith Babs, is a Nigerian filmmaker, is a director, assistant director, screenwriter, drama minister, and is dedicated to Christian film production. And Faith Babs, he is the founder and the visionary of the Rising Star Drama Group, a platform aimed at nurturing and showcasing talent in gospel drama ministry. And in addition to his works in filmmaking, Faith Babs is a content creator and has a YouTube channel as well, where he shares his projects and insights related to gospel films and drama ministry. He has been recognized and celebrated within the gospel film community for his contributions and dedication to the ministry. So, Faith Babs is here. Faith Babs, can you hear me? You're welcome. Yes, we can. It could be better anyway. Okay, I think I could hear you, but I could barely, hear you. I'm trying to strain my voice to hear you, but if you can help us to adjust your audio right over there, it will really be good, as people would love to hear you speak tonight. So yeah, so that is Faith Babs, everyone. And I also have our second guest tonight that will be doing this with me tonight. Her name is Josephine Oladele. Josephine is a writer and a mind therapist. And aside from being a writer and a mind therapist, Josephine Oladele coaches Christian writers who want to master the art of writing for the edification of the body of Christ. And Josephine here leads a community called the Fountain Writers. And the vision of that association is to heal the soul through writing. I believe that Josephine is going to say more about that. She calls herself a mind therapist, right? And, you know, when you see that, you might want to plow more and say, okay, mind therapist, what does that mean? But I think I've mentioned it, to heal the soul through writing. So, Josephine Oladere, you're welcome to this platform. It's so good to have you here. Good evening.
Thank you. Is my voice audible now?
Yeah, we could do better on the audio. All right, Josephine, can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but the voice is a little bit low. I dropped it. Can you repeat that?
Okay, my voice is a little bit low.
Yeah, I was asking you if it was my end. You know.
All right. Okay, what about now? What about now?
It's still the same. So it might, I don't know, maybe it's the, I don't know if it's network or if it's the platform you're using.
Okay, for those on the platform, can you hear us clearly? Is it clear on your end? Let us know, please, so that feedback is very important. Can you hear us at your end? Are we clear? Are we audible? And are we clear? Please, we need to get feedbacks from the platform. Please, just for those of us that are online, let us know if we are audible enough and clear. Okay, my voice is audible. Thank you. Okay. What about the other guests? Did you hear them? Did you hear Faith Babs and Josephine? Sorry, we just need to know that. So just comment on the, okay, audible, 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 right. Audible. Okay, I think Josephine should say something again so they will be sure that they can hear you again.
Hello, I'm still there.
Okay, they said they said you are not that audible. So let's see what we can do to the audio over there.
Please, the person said I'm not audible. Can you also hear you clearly?
Yes, I think they can hear me clearly. Please help us. Please
Oh,
help us out. Can they hear me? Can you hear me? Well, can you hear can you hear me loud and clear, please? That's me.
the voice is still low. I can manage.
Okay, I can hear you, Josephine. I can hear you. What about feedbacks, please? Josephine, can you speak now? Josephine, can you say something now? Okay, they can hear you now.
Thank you.
All right. All right, thank you. All right. So that is Faith Babs and Josephine Oladele this evening, and they are here to join me in receiving comments, receiving comments from viewers, receiving the thoughts that you're going to be sharing with us. And of course, they're going to be responding to that thought, to those thoughts, answers. They will answer your questions as well. Right. So the question is, before we dive into um, feedback from our audience, let us talk about the big picture here. Can you hear me?
I can barely hear you.
You can barely hear me. Hello?
Okay.
All right, so I was saying that before we dive into deeper into what we have here today, let's talk about the big picture here. Um, why the question is, why is the viewer's voice so critical in why is the viewer's voice so critical in shaping faith-based content? Now, before we dive deep into the comments that we have so far received before this live podcast, let's look at the bigger picture. The question is, why is the viewer's voice so critical in shaping faith-based content, faith-based stories? Why are we here? Why do we want to? Why do we even care about their comments? Why do we even care about their voice? Why do we even care about what they have in mind concerning our gospel stories? Why? So I will I will I will ask feedbacks to give us an answer to that as a way of introduction. Why do we think the viewers' comments or thoughts or opinions or suggestions is important?
Noted.
Oh, sorry. Why Faith Babs works on the his audio. Josephine, what do you think? Why do you think the comments of people, their opinions are needed? Why do we think their voice matters when it comes to faith-based stories? Why are we even here in the first place? Why do we even care about what they have to say about our stories, their comments, their feelings, and all of that? Why?
So I believe that even though what we are doing is posting drama, everything is serious, everything is business of king the king. And when you are running a business, what are you expecting? Profit. So in our case, our profit is what? Souls. So let's say you are running a business, you produce footwears and you don't listen to your customers. They are telling you that I don't like the type of soap you use for your work, but you continue to use it. After the first and the second time, the person stopped buying from you. Then this person tells another person, if you buy shoe from this person, this is the type of soap you use. It's so terrible. Then that person tells another person, and that means bad business. That is why it is important to also hear from the viewers. Of course, I know that sometimes some people can be very, very demeaning. Yes, they will rubbish your work, and you want to cry. You read some comments and you just wonder that where is this coming from. So it's not every comment too that we can take to heart because greatness is relative. Yeah, something like that. And then good work is relative, same as good story. Something you see and will call a good story, and I watch it and be like, what's this? So these things are actually relative. In as much their comment is important, we also need to filter the filter the comments. But it is very, very important to hear from your viewers. If you don't want just to be shooting and be posting, they just come watch your thing. It might not even be the same set of people that are watching. Some will come today watch, maybe it's another set that will come tomorrow. Because you can't tell me, except maybe you are in jail or you're in Nigeria that there is no way for you to escape. But if there is a way for you to escape, then they put you in a place, repeated cycle. And you know, if the cycle is something that is nice. It's the same thing you see every time. And it's looking for the right word to use that will not be too or not stand off. And it's not as if you're doing better. You're on the same spot, giving us the same content, and the content is not actually good. If you get to a point, even your most loyal follower will say, I'm tired of this. That is why we need to hear from the people we're actually producing this movie from. When I act in a movie or when I feature in a movie, I used to go to the comment section. I will go and read. Let me see what people are actually saying about this character. Let me see the ones that I can take to go and work on. Then let me see the ones that will be like, oh, okay, this one is not for me. Something like me. We need their opinions to to improve, to develop, except we want to remain the same place. And believe me, if we do not evolve, we will dissolve. We cannot stay in the middle. There's no in between.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. Thank you so much. While you were talking, it just occurred to me. I just started asking myself, wait, of all the stories that I have on this platform, have I ever received any comment of any harsh comment, so to say? So I was trying to peruse. I was trying to look at it. Have I ever received? I'm not trying to justify myself. I'm just trying to say that the deception of YouTube comments and all of that, when you see, wow, wonderful, great, good. Now, I am not saying that all of these comments are not genuine. Of course, we read comments that are, we know that they are genuine and all of that. And yeah, they are way of getting feedbacks, right? And they are good, and I don't know. I think many times feedbacks can be hurting, right, Josephine?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm
I,
trying.
I said few times, many times, feedbacks can be hurting. I think you mentioned that. Can be harsh, can be painful, right?
Yes.
Mm. And for me, I just feel that we need to receive these feedbacks, and it is very, very important. You just mentioned the idea of the concept of business. Now, a business cannot continue to run if the business owner does not get adequate feedbacks from that from the consumers. So the more reason why it is very, very important. We appreciate all of the comments, all of the likes that are coming in from our viewers, but it is very important that we also receive honest feedbacks, right? And that is the way we can improve in this faith-based gospel stories, faith-based. And I believe that our audience see many times what we cannot see. And sometimes you know how you sit before you film and you feel that you know more, much more than the people that actually, you know, crafted the whole story. Do you get the idea of what I'm trying to say? So I'm just trying to say that it's very, very important. It's very crucial to writing better narratives in faith-based, um, filmmaking. I don't know if Faith Babs, are you here with us? Can you speak at the moment?
Can, can you hear me?
Yes, I think we can hear now.
Okay, thank you, sir. I've been trying to reach. I'm sorry, the audio fucked up. What is happening?
Okay.
Okay, I will.
So so the question is, why do you think the viewers' thoughts, opinions, and all of that is important, is crucial? Do you think what we are even doing um is even good or something? Why is the viewer's voice so critical in shaping faith-based stories? That's the question.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Yeah, the pure thought is so paramount to what we're doing because the one who consume the content we are producing, they are the one who see what we are doing. So, um, they watch everything. We are trying to portray their day-to-day life in our stories, their life experiences in our stories. So it's very crucial, very paramount because they are the one who see what we are doing. They are the one who consume whatsoever thing we are producing. They are our viewers. So it's very paramount because they are the one who sees what we are saying and who sees what we are doing rather. So I
Yeah.
think it's paramount because they are the ones who consume what we're doing. Can you hear me loud
Okay.
and clear, sir?
Yes, no, absolutely, I can hear you. Feedback. Can I quickly chip in a question? Have you ever received any harsh feedbacks on your stories before?
Yeah, but not much. What we receive is more grace, sir. Power. So people are scared of bringing bringing out the harsh comments. So they don't know what to say. So if they notice the errors, but they are scared. And these are faith-based filmmakers. So they cover the whole thing with more grace, sir. Interesting story, very powerful
Mm,
message. So they cover it up with
mm.
kind of comment. So it's we are used to it. So, but the reason why we have this platform or this program right now is that we want people to share their thoughts on what we are doing right and what we are not doing right, and it's very crucial. It's very powerful.
Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you. Um, okay, let's dive in. Let's move on. Um, yeah, we just set the scene. Now let's look into some of the comments that we have already, some entries that we have received thus far from people. We threw out a link for people to suggest, to say what they think, what areas they think we need to improve in our faith-based stories, and we have received a couple of them, right? So um, we are going to be putting it on the screen for us to see. And these are, of course, these are not all, but these are just some. And please, if you're here and you're listening to us, please, we would love to hear from you. We really, really love to hear from you. This is the platform and the time where we can really speak our minds and say what we believe should be improved on, and even ask, questions. And of course, we receive them and we will respond to those questions, adequately. Right. So now, let's go into the comments that we have received thus far. We pulled together some viewers' reactions, questions, and even some critiques on a few of our faith-based stories. And one of it is, I'm going to share. It says, "Well, the way I see it is, please, 1 minute. The way I see it, I feel we need to work more on the publicity of our productions." On the publicity of our productions, the way and mode we publicize our productions is one thing that makes people to be aware of our stories or production. Comparing the way the secular artists publicize their production, if we could also try to be better in the way we publicize it, more people will be aware and will see it and be inspired. So that's one comment that we received from someone. So I want us to react to that. Let me,
Yeah,
please, Faith Babs, Josephine, did we hear what I read?
yeah, clearly, sir.
So
Can you hear me?
yes, I can.
Yeah, we can hear you, sir.
All right, I want us to respond to that, to what I just um
Okay.
read
This
out.
is talking about uh, this comment is talking about publicity, the way we publicize our film to the people. Comparing to the circular, the other side, let me call them the other side. Yeah, you see, our publicity here in the faith based is not that it's not that it's not that big. It's not that big. It's not that elaborate because down to the secular world, they have budgets right from the pre-production stage. That's from the beginning. They always have projects for their PRs. They have projects. You see them dancing. You see them making T-shirts. You see them calling what they call it, by influencers, calling the influencers to help them publicize, going to the news, going to the media to do this. But we just post our BTS, we post our behind the scenes pictures or our videos, and after that, that's all. So more grace. That's all. That's what we do. So I think we need to improve. Like what the comment said, we need to improve and we need to create more awareness. We need to be intentional about it, about the message of God. The message of God is so powerful. So we have to be intentional about it. We have to be very intentional. We have to push it. The gospel of God has to move from from Jerusalem to Samaria to the other part of the world, to the end of the earth. So we have to be intentional about what we are doing. We have to cultivate the habit of publicizing while spreading the message of God, which we carried, comparing to the circular world. I think we have to improve that. I love this comment a lot because we have to do that. In fact, the circular industry, they meet with companies to to make production. I don't want to mention it. There's one particular production that was very heavy during last year December. This producer went to meet with different companies. They collaborated together just to publicize the work, just to widespread the work. So they are very intentional about what they are doing right from the beginning, right from A to Z. So I think we have to be more intentional about the way we publicize our work.
All right. Thank you, Faith Babs. Still on that. What do you think? Yes. When we look at the circular, and when we look at the faith-based film making, yeah, and talking about publicity, do you think it is about funds? Because when we are talking about publicity, we are talking about going all out to market what you have, going all out to throw out, what you have made. And
Yes.
you would believe me, you agree with me that it takes a lot. Now, the reason is it funds? Is it creativity? Or is it what is it? What's really hindering
Yeah.
us from really,
I think
really
let's
doing publicity?
I think let's say 70%, let's say funds. Most Christian ministry, they are independent. Uh, some are taking that as a full time, and then no sponsors, nothing. So they rely on, just let me tell one or two persons to share the link if it's released on YouTube. Though, share this flyer, share this. That's what they do. So I think 80% is all about the fun, and then on the other side, the creative aspect. Some have the fun, they have this fun, but the way to go about it, they never learn the mastery of marketing to publicize their work. They never know how to go about it. There's one producer that I heard about. In fact, he invested in that movie a lot. A lot. He invested full out money on that production, but still the production, the views was down. It was not numerous like that. I was like, they pumped money into this production because they did not know how to go about it. They didn't ask people. We have companies, we have people who can do this for us. We have marketers. Thank God we have marketers everywhere where they can help us pull this out. They can help us widespread this to the world. So I think it depends. Let's say 80% it is fund, and let's say 20% it is creativity. Some have the money, they have the resources, they have everything, but the way to go about it, they don't know it.
All right, thank you, feedback. Josephine, do you want to chip in a word on that? Talking about publicity for faith-based narratives. Do you want to chip in something on that before we move on to the next comment or reaction from Josephine? Josephine, do you want to say something on that?
Hello,
All right, Josephine, can
can
you
you
hear
hear
us?
me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, I can hear you, but can you hear me? Oh, okay, thank you.
Yes, we can hear
I
you.
was asking if you can help me to repeat
So,
the question.
yes, the person was talking about publicity, right? And saying that we need to improve in our publicity. The way and mode we publicize our production is one thing that makes people to be aware of our stories, right? That's right, really. And the person
Okay.
was trying to compare the way we do it with the secular. And so you say if we could also try to be better in the way we publicize. So the person is suggesting that we improve on our publicity, our promotions, of course, our PR. So can you quickly chip in a word on that?
I think the first thing we need to tackle is the mindset behind publicity. That is the first problem. For me, I don't believe it's the creativity that is part of it, and the money too is part of it. But I think the root problem is the mindset behind publicity. There are people you tell to do PR for, their movie and they'll tell you, oh, we don't need that. The people that God is sending our work to, God is going to bring them and they're going to see our movie. I don't want to say that's a very, very RUBISH mindset, but
Mm,
that's where the problem is. We need to fix the mindset of the people for them to know that
mm,
PR for your movie is not the same. It's just as if you are telling people, come and give your life to Christ through my movie. It's still the work of evangelism that you are doing. Our
yeah,
people
true.
need to understand this. That is the root problem. For some people, money. For some people, creativity. But I know a few people do PR and you hear side comments, people talking bad about it. Are you doing this for money? Then why are you doing PR for your work? I understand that filmmaking is film to make money. It's not money you are using to make the film. But that's not really the
Mm,
bone of contention right now. The bone of contention is the mindset of the people. If I should see a flyer to a film and it's not enticing, I will not stress myself. That is the simple truth.
mm,
Except
mm.
maybe the film is coming from a director I trusted, I've seen their work, a producer, I've seen their work. But from the flyer, from the title of the film, everything is just, I don't know. You see some flyers, it will look as if they produced the movie in the year 1990, but no, it is a 2025 and it's not
Mm,
supposed to be so. And all of
yeah,
these
true.
things are still part of PR. I believe that we need to be intentional about everything we are doing, starting from the title of your film. If your title is not appealing, oh, okay. If your flyer is not
Mm,
appealing, is it the
mm,
flyer that is not even
mm,
appealing that you want to use to do PR? And most of our people, I don't know why they see it as if it's a sin for you to do PR for your film. I'm just trying to say we need to erase that mindset. It's not a bad thing for you to do PR because what you're trying to do is what you're trying to do. So, sorry, feedback. Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me?
Feedbacks.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I think he has. Yeah, I can hear you. I'm with you.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Thank you.
People are with you. They can. They are also commenting on what you're saying.
Oh, thank you. We need to be intentional about. I don't want to um, mention names or things. I just want to say that if our work is not, except people that they believe that the same audience that I have is the same audience that I want to maintain. But if you are
Mm,
looking for new fishes, you need new water. You can't keep on
true.
fishing in a Samolina what pond and you are expecting to see catfish someday. Oh, come on. I believe that God works wonders and miracles. But sometimes too, we need to shake our body for something to happen.
Mm,
You understand what I'm trying to say? We need to be intentional about everything, from the title of your film down to the flyer. But if
mm,
you know that God has already given you your audience, and those are the people that you want to continue to serve till the ends of the day, then no problem, fine, good stuff. But if you think God is sending you to a larger audience, then you need to improve. If God is sending you to a larger audience, you need to do the PR too. Do your PR. At least, like if God wants to bless something, you will share plants.
yeah, true.
Plants and let God do what? Add increase. Plants, water. Let your PR be the water. Water it. Then let God do the increase. That is um
Yeah,
my own
Josephine,
focus.
Josephine. Sorry, still on that PR. Still on that
Okay.
PR. For me, I think when it comes to the to the gospel filmmaking, I think PR is just coming up. Honestly, I believe it's just recently people are now doing proper PR for faith-based films now, and I believe that we are taking this cue from the secular. Do you
Okay.
understand? Do you
Yeah, I
understand?
understand you.
And
Yes.
I believe that now PR in faith-based narrative ought to be taught now. Is a
Okay.
subject or a topic that needs to be taught. Do you understand? Like
Yes.
you mentioned something about film posters, title, all of these things are part of PR, which people do not understand. They do not know that title, posters, and all of that adds up to all the old PR thing. So, from what, so that we can move into another comment that we have received thus far, I
Okay.
believe that P-How should be part from in fact, from pre-production stage. P-How ought to have been planned. Do you get that?
Yes, it has to be from that was why I started with the title. It has to be
Yeah,
from the beginning, from the title itself. When I screenplay, there is something I do. I intentionally put some scenes that you can use for PR, some scenes that you can cut out and use for and put on TikTok that can trend.
yeah.
So all of these things, PR is not I've done the movie, I've done everything. You start before. One person I really trust in our government when it comes to PR is Funke Akindele. That woman
Mm,
is very intentional about everything she's doing. So when they say she's the highest grossing actress, producer, director, writer, she deserves it because she
mm,
puts in the work. A recent movie that she released, Finding Me, do you know when she started the PR?
yeah.
Like,
Mm,
she started from when, I think when she was maybe scripting, then when they started, even before they started shooting, she has been doing the PR. And people were really anticipating. There is a way you do this PR, take it so high. When your
mm,
movie comes out, even if your movie is not that great, but it's still great, but not that great, but that PR will have helped to like package it. So
yeah.
when they want to say the movie is not that great, they, the PR have kind of, I don't know how to say it. You have packaged somebody well. So when they're speaking without speaking, you won't really put your heart into it. But if
Mm,
the work from the beginning is already shabby, in fact, as you are going inside to watch the film, you are going with the mindset of if the flyer can be like this, what am I expecting?
yeah. True. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
it will make it easy for you to start pointing out errors and all this kind of stuff. That's what I feel.
Now, I think gone are the days where the first 10 minutes of your film is a hooker. I'm not saying it's still valid till today, but I think gone are the days where we lay emphasis on that. We still lay emphasis on it, but I'm talking about the fact that from even before the first 10 minutes of your story, your title, your film poster, your PR, even from the stage of where you are shooting and all of that, it's a whole lot and can add to people getting interested in your story, right? So let's move on. Another comment here says relatable stories, because the question is what areas do we need to improve in our stories, and the person
Okay.
said relatable stories that include realistic solutions and approach to real life issues. Relatable stories that include realistic solutions and approach to real life issues. Now, that person also thought about picture quality, graphics design for posters, publicity, right casting. But for me, I feel that first statement is it for me. Relatable stories that include realistic solutions and approach to real life issues. Josephine, what do you think about that?
So I think I understand where this person is coming from when he says relatable stories. I think it was in 2019 or 2020. I saw a Christian film. It was by PBO, Noted. So when I was watching the
Yeah.
film, I was expecting it to be the regular black and white film. The lady was going to get married, then the church asked them to run tests, then she discovered that she's AS. Meanwhile, she has been calling herself AA because the parents were both AA, so she doesn't need to run tests. So I was expecting the regular. She now went to go and pray. God now changed the genotype from AS to AA.
Mm,
Believe me,
mm,
I told
mm,
myself, if that should be the outcome of that film, I am done with Christian. Like, I am done. Then later,
mm,
they ended the story with the child was switched at birth by a woman who keeps on giving birth to female and the husband feels it's a fault. Now that is better. That's why I
yeah.
said I think I understand where this person is coming from. Because sometimes too when we write films, Okay, take a look at Afokino. When I was reading the comment sections
Yeah.
of Afokino, that's by K-Babs, somebody said, I've forgotten the name of the character that Mommy Shea Pedro acted in the movie. This person loves God, he prays, and so how come the child still died? And I'm like, okay,
Hmm.
I don't understand.
Hmm.
Even God Himself sacrificed His child. So what are you trying to tell me?
Hmm.
So when somebody is saying relatable story, they're trying to tell us that stop giving us bobo to drink. We understand that God does miracles, God does wonders. Sometimes too, you need to show us the struggles of life, and we need to stop writing to like Nollywood. You left your village, you came to Lagos after 6 months, you're a billionaire. Come on,
Hmm.
are you a ritualist?
Hmm.
Even before you
Hmm.
become a ritualist, there's going to be a connection, and 6 months, even if it's cocaine, come on, don't you have people you're reporting to? So all of these things is not
Hmm.
that easy. That is why these people are asking for relatable stories.
Yeah.
Show the struggles, and I understand that we are trying to give hope, but in the moment, in the heat of the moment of trying to give hope, we should not go and be giving false hope. Do you understand what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say?
True.
I understand that
True.
we are Christians and we believe in miracles and all this stuff. Our story just needs to evolve. Our story needs to evolve from the regular, this person has a problem, then there is intermission, then at the end the problem is solved.
Solved.
So
Yeah.
we don't really do storytelling. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say when I say we
I
don't really
do.
do
I do.
storytelling.
I do.
So
I
you
do.
have the story, but you didn't really tell the story. I'm the one that understand what I'm saying. I understand what I'm trying to say.
Hmm.
You have the story, but you didn't really tell the story. You don't do it like Indian film. They kidnap somebody's wife from the beginning. Then there is intermission. Somebody that was weak suddenly have power. Then at the end, they rescue the wife. We already understand that Bollywood is entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
But since what we are doing is faith based, I think our story can actually be better because your story, your script will determine the outcome of your film, and of course, a good director. Because if you have a good script and your director is, the result is still going to be the same
Mm.
thing. So I feel that is what the person is trying to say when they say relatable stories.
Yeah. Let me chip in something on that before I give room to feedbacks. And before that, please, I know quite a couple of people are online listening to us, and we don't want to feel alone right here. You can please comment, put your comment on the, post a comment, share your thoughts, your opinions, your reservations, your suggestions for improvement, and all of that. Just make sure that you're commenting so that we'll know that you are here with us, right? So, yeah, talking about relatable content, I think that is a huge topic that needs to be considered, really. Relatable content is very, very important. And I think we need to break down this relatable content, like the word relatable, like what people can relate with. For example, I think we have to bring in some films as case studies here. But this film that I want to mention is not actually, one of the films that I want to use as case study. I watched a Bollywood film titled Jersey. Jersey. I don't know how many of us have watched that film, and the very day I watched it, of course, you know how Bollywood films make you, they bring out tears from your eyes. They know how to do that. That's the emotional part of storytelling anyway. But we are talking about relatable content here. And at the very time when I was watching that story, the story is about a father who, even though he was a renowned sports player, he could not afford to buy a jersey for his son on his son's birthday, you know, and it was so relatable to me. I could relate with that at the time when I was watching it, that a father wanted to so much, that a longing desire, his only child, his only son, a jersey like Asho jersey, but it didn't have the money to, you know. And I had to follow the story from beginning to the end. Why? Because I saw myself in that at that point, right? And I wanted to see what will be the end. So for me, I believe we need to redefine relatable stories here. Stories that people can actually see themselves in, that they can see like this is me, that yeah, this is my experience, this is my reality. I understand that many we write fictions and all that. I understand that um, um, many times yeah, fictions, but I believe so much in the fact that we must bring to life what is happening in reality and bring it into stories. And by that, people will very well relate with that. So the issue of, because when we sample a lot of the comments that we received thus far, I discovered that 70% of all the reactions and feedbacks we got were talking about relatable content. So if I will speak in their voice, I will say, please let us make stories that will speak to us directly, not indirectly. I- I-
Do
Does it
you know
make
one funny
sense?
thing about relatable stories?
Yeah.
They know how to bring out emotion in people. And believe me, one of the things, or maybe top thing that sell films is emotion.
Yeah.
If you can
True.
pull the emotions of people. So when they are saying tell relatable stories, they are also helping you. That is it.
Yeah.
That is what it is. Because if your story is relatable, you watch and yeah, I don't know how if you can pull the emotions of people. This person watch the film, it tells another person, your movie is trend, like your movie is trending, it means you are getting more views and you are getting more recognition. So when they're telling you to tell relatable stories, it's also to help the writer. So I don't know if the this problem is from the scriptwriter or it's from the owner of the film, because there are some people you script for and they don't, they always have like opinions and they want it to be like the way they want it to be, like the regular black and white. They don't want to evolve. Then there is that problem too.
Yeah.
Then
True.
is your scriptwriter also good at scripting? Then that's another thing. Even though if you are saying we are doing fiction, oh believe me, you can write a lot of relatable stories through fiction. In fact, I even believe that
Yeah.
it's easier to do fiction than non-fiction, because there is no way you cannot run out of stories. Go to Twitter, there is different stories every day. True or false, you will share a story. Something must trend on Twitter. There will always be stories. And you can also go online too. I'll use AI, ask AI what kind of problems do you think is trying to tell me. Then when you're writing, put yourself in the shoe of the character, because that's another thing. And I believe maybe that is why some of our stories are can be kind of blank, because you're not like putting yourself in the shoe of the person that you are
Mm,
writing, of your character.
mm,
That is why
mm.
character analysis tool is also something that is important. If you've done your character analysis, you will know how to tell your stories. I'm already digressing, sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I think your point is well noted, really. And let me just appreciate people that are online. Those right now. I think Bro Dave and your Lauren Fair David. I see you. I see you. Of course, Adura Gbemi Omopariola, Emmanuel Koledoye, of course, is here, and Enio Olorunfe David said, I have always been an advocate of writing stories that are relatable. That's good. And okay, he said, I want us to address an issue. Please drop that for us. Let's address it. Now, while he's on that, let me read out this comment from someone, and I would like Faith Babs is here to say something on that. Now, this person said, let's make our messages more authentic and relatable to our audience rather than portraying Jesus as a magician or something unrealistic. Now, the person also said, also, I think is the ending part I want us to focus on. It says also, let's avoid overstaying our welcome in storytelling. Now, what does it mean? It means some movies are better off left concise, as stretching them into episodes can dilute the intended message. Josephine, did you get that?
Oh, I agree with the
Yes,
person. I
sir.
agree totally.
Some messages are better left concise, as stretching them into episodes can dilute the intended message. What do we have to say to that
Exactly.
quickly?
Okay,
Faith
sir.
Babs.
Yeah. But you see, the problem, let me generalize this. The problem we have is what we get.
Faith Babs, we
When we,
can barely hear you.
can you hear me now? Can you hear
We
me now?
can barely. Yeah?
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah?
Okay. So I think the problem we have with this fake news creative. Once you produce a film and then it generates a lot of traffic. So we want to continue. So because this title,
Please take back. I can't hear anything you're saying. I don't know if you can maybe change your location.
All right.
Maybe move
Faith
to the
Babs, maybe try and change your location.
then there is this feedback coming from your hand
Yeah,
too.
from your hand. Yeah. All right. Josephine, do you want to say something on that?
Can you
Our
please
movies
repeat
are
the
better
question? I'm
left.
so sorry.
Okay, let's avoid overstaying our welcome in storytelling. Some movies are better off concise, as stretching them into episodes can dilute the intended message.
There was something the person said before that part. That was the one I wanted to hear.
Okay. Let's make our messages more authentic and relatable to our audience,
Yes, more
rather than
authentic.
portraying Jesus as a magician or something unrealistic.
Okay, I think that was what I already answered that question when I was talking about
Yes,
not head and
yes,
all.
yes, you
I
did.
think I already said something about that. I understand that God is a miracle worker, and but sometimes let us tell the story the way things. Okay, there was this movie, A Letter to God. It's Hollywood Christian drama.
Mm,
The boy had cancer, and he kept on writing letters to God until the postman, the postman would just come and take the letter. He does not know where to deliver the letter. A lot happened in the
mm,
film. The boy later died. But with the fact that the boy died, you will watch that film and you still give your life to Christ. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? The boy already
yeah.
has stage 4 cancer. That does not mean that God cannot heal stage 4 cancer. But the fact that
Mm,
the boy died, and the way they wrote the story, even with the death of the boy, it's not as if when Jesus died for our sins, you still want to give your life to Christ. You will still believe in the power of healing. These things happen. There was another one that I saw. The boy was just an innocent young boy, and there was this girl that was driving, texting and driving, and he hits the boy. The boy was in coma, then later declared brain dead.
mm,
It's not easy telling you to now donate the organ of your children, like of your
yeah.
child, to people. It's a Christian drama, and that was what they did. It was not easy. It's not as if maybe they accepted right away, but the long run, the mother agreed. Then they came back and tell them that their son's life saved them. I think was it
Mm,
67 people. Now that was
yeah,
a
yeah.
relief, like was a huge relief to them. If it would be the way we would tell our stories in Nigeria now, after maybe 6 months, the boy will now wake up from coma. But
Okay,
are you
yeah.
trying to tell me that there are not Christians that something happened to their child goes to coma and they don't make it?
Yeah,
Does
true.
that change the position of God, or does that, or will that make them stop? Of course, some people can stop being Christian because some can stop believing in God, but these things
Mm,
can happen, and some they will still tell you that it is well. God is still God. I think
Mm,
that's also
mm,
telling us that
mm.
tell relatable stories, authentic stories. We don't need to portray God as a magician or to tell us that the moment you give your life to Christ, everything is going to be a roller coaster. We all know that these
Yeah,
things are not the way they seem to present them to us. So
true.
we need
Yeah,
to be
true.
more realistic when we are telling stories. So to answer the second or to talk about the second opinion, I agree with the person 100%. Some movie does not deserve part two, not to talk of making them into series. You will discover that at the long run, we start looking for dialogues to fill up scenes, then start looking for scenes to fill up an episode. I think I don't want to use Christian drama as an example for this because I know that our people don't really like conspiracy
Yeah,
Christianism. But let me use Madame Koi Koi. If they've left Madame Koi Koi as just one single thing, it would have been a perfect, like a 9 over 10 or 10 over 10 film. But the moment they make it into part two, everything they try to do in the part two was trying to like fill up stories, look for dialogue,
mm,
irrelevant things that are not even relevant to the story. You know, they just try like they're trying to put one or two together to try and make it part two. So some things like if they can make a single movie, there is nothing wrong with watching 2 hours Christian film. War Room is more than 2 hours.
yeah. War Room. Yeah,
If
exactly,
you've seen
exactly.
War Room is old, but it's still golden. The picture
Yeah.
quality, the dialogue, the casting. Oh my god, everything in War Room is perfect. War Room is
Mm,
old, but is what? It is still gold because the storytelling they were intentional about. In fact, even the flyer. Imagine that the flyer they did those days. If you see it now, you
mm-hmm.
still be like, I want to watch this film. Even the
Yeah,
title, War
yeah.
Room. What is War Room? It won't even give you the vibe of Christian film. You'll be thinking maybe okay, it's war. People are fighting war. So I totally agree with the person who said we need to. I agree with him. You don't need to write, especially when you know that you're not really that good at storytelling. And
Mm.
sometimes we will think our story is nice. It might be nice in your head and not be nice on screen. That's another thing.
Yeah, thank you, Josephine. You mentioned War Room. War Room is just a film that I believe many people here have seen War Room, right? And we when we started the film, we finished it like we were hooked to the end, right? And it was long. I think it's like 2 hours thereabout, you know. And see, for me, it's not really. I think it's not really about the length of the story. It's about how engaging the story is.
Yes,
Right. I'm not saying that yeah, there are room for you to write short stories, write full length. But for me, it's not the length. It's how engaging your story will be. I don't want to keep bringing in, you know, films, Bollywood films, and all of that. You know, I watch a lot of them. Right. Of course, I'm a storyteller. I have to watch, you know, various kinds of stories and all of that. So I think it's not the length, it's how engaging it can be. And I want to say, uh, because of time, how can we write engaging stories? I think this is a question I want to throw out to everyone that is online right now. How do you think we can write engaging stories that it's so engaging that, okay, I think I'll have to say this. I'll have to chip this in. I don't know how many of us have watched RRR. It's of course a Bollywood film. RRR. Believe you me, when we started watching that film, I didn't want to blink my eye. I didn't want to leave my seat. Why? Because I didn't want to miss a dialogue. I didn't want to miss a scene because if I miss that scene or any dialogue, I wouldn't enjoy it. It was 2 hours plus. Of course, we know how they tell their stories in Bollywood. How? I I watched that film and I was glued. So to those that are online right now, can you share your opinions? How do you think we can write engaging stories? A story that will keep people on their seats. We are talking about gospel here. War Room is long, but it was engaging. That word engaging, relatable, emotional. How can we write stories that are engaging? Now, why we wait for comments on that? Please, we want to hear your comments on that. How can we write engaging stories? Before we get to that, um, let's quickly address this question that Eniolong fed David. Sorry, sorry, bro, David. Um, dropped here, and I'm going to. Yeah, that's the question. It says the issue is, what will you say about writing a story with your budget and available resources in view? So, how do we go about writing a story with your budget and available resources in view? Is Faith Babs with us?
No, I'm not sure.
All right. So, how do we? Faith Babs, are you here?
Yeah, with you now, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, audio
Now,
is better now.
it's better now. Yeah, it's
But
better. Thank you.
outside, outside
Sorry, that's a sacrifice. Sorry. All right. That's a question on what
on the
will you say
screen.
about writing a story with your budget and available resources in view? Faber, can you quickly answer that?
Yeah, thank you, sir. So now, what we say about writing a story with your budget and available resources in view. Okay, this depends on the filmmaker. You know, we have upcoming filmmaker. So I think with your resources in view, you just have to the first thing is bring down your ideas the way inspiration keep coming. If you have Aaron pain in your script, put it down. If you have man, put it down. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, we
I
can hear
can.
you.
Yeah, we can.
So as you are putting those things down, so now wait. Hello. Hey,
Yes, don't worry, speak. We can hear you.
hey, that's bad. Put on. Hello,
We can hear you. We can still hear you.
sir. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So everything you have in mind as inspiration keep coming, you put it down. So till the exact time you are going to execute your project. But there are some projects that are not meant for now. They are meant for the future.
Mm,
So I and my
mm.
sister, Josephine, we are having a discussion about some scripts. So she told me about some scripts she has wrote in the past that cannot produce it yet. Till the available resources until she gets the available resources. So I think there are times and seasons for everything. So I think do the things you can do now and do the things you can do in the future.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
I think
True.
that's who's going to work with us. If you have a budget of a mansion, wait till you get your mansion because the location, props, costumes, whatever things you do in your script tells the message as well, not the
Yeah.
dialogue alone, not the caption. So everything that you listed in your script also make mention. Hello.
We
We
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you.
Yes. So everything contributes to the message. So you shouldn't left anything out. You shouldn't left anything out. So if your budget can film just I think we are talking about duration the other time. We are talking about feature length movie. Also, it does not necessarily you shoot a full length movie for now. You might have the script, you might have the story idea, you might have the inspiration to do that in the nearest future. But with what you have now, with the resources you have, you can start small with it. But the one you're having in view, it's fine. You just spend it until that time comes. Or you can also collaborate. If you know you don't
Yeah.
have you
Yeah.
don't have the power, the capacity. of doing this now. So you can collaborate with other filmmakers, you can collaborate with like-minded people. I know we have different kind of people in this. We have different kind of people in the Christendom, and they'll say let's collaborate with them. There will be issues here and there. But you for like-minded people, I just talk to them. Okay, let's do this, let's do that. And look at Messi Ajoji. I don't know many of us have watched Ajoji. There's one common film. It's a combined film by the Asset Gram, the all Nigerian Christian of Nigeria. So it's a collaboration, and it was also so sometimes in your capacity as a filmmaker, you might not be able to achieve uh, what what you had in view, but
Yeah.
when we come together, when you collaborate with other people, you can be able to achieve even more than. But I think our issue is that I want to be the boss, I want to be the director. What will you be? I want to I want to. So I think we just have to come to the point whereby we have to collaborate to
All
achieve
right.
things.
All right. Thank you, Faith Babs.
You
Let
can
me
I
quickly
throw
just,
something in?
yes, you will. You will. Just to separate all the things that Faith Babs said. So,
Oh,
to
okay.
that, to the question, if you have such stories, you want to write stories that with the budget and all of that. Now, write that story, but like he said, there are some stories that you put away till later. And if you think you want to shoot it, now he now said do collaboration. In fact, when he mentioned collaboration, that's it. If you know that the resources you have for the story you have on ground, you don't have enough, then think of collaboration. See, collaboration is one thing that we have not been able to harness when it comes to gospel filmmaking.
I
And
agree.
believe you
Thank
me,
you
you
very much.
know, see, collaboration is crucial. It's crucial. So, yeah, Josephine, a quick input, please.
I was just going to say the issue with budget is there's nothing wrong with writing a budget film, but don't box yourself and your ideas because you want to write a budget film.
Mm,
When I want to write a script for someone, I'm asking you, are you working on budget or not? If you tell me you're not working
mm,
on budget, okay, fine, I can be very creative with you. But when you tell me you're
yeah,
working on a
yeah,
budget, you are constraining my ideas. So
true.
don't write with it's okay to write a budget film. You're just starting, no problem. Make it a short film. Don't use big location. See, I have a script that will be shot on the plane. I have the one that is on the train. I have series. It's not say I have the budget to shoot it now.
Yeah, you
But
share.
I
Mm,
You share.
didn't box myself when I was writing
Yeah,
them because I know that this is going to come out
sure.
one day. And I'm not going to present a shabby work. And
yeah,
just as
yeah.
Faith has said, collaboration,
Mm,
collaboration. You can write a big project and not really spend much. Maybe you end up spending on just food.
yeah,
You might end up just spending on the food and maybe accommodation. In fact, if you even now to
yeah.
even collaborate very well, so you might even find a place that will even give the accommodation for free. I think that is one
True,
problem we have.
true,
I don't want to call it a
true.
problem. Maybe call it a challenge in
Mm,
Christian drama. You want to
thank
shoot
you.
a you
Yeah,
can write to somebody. Sir, can you give
yeah.
us this location for this? If they are Christian enough, they might actually do that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Wow, thank you, Josephine. And I see oh, Victor is here. I see Joshua Jolayemi JJ Oluwa is here. It's so good to have you. Please, please don't leave us hanging. Share your thoughts, share your opinions, share your contributions, ask questions. We need to learn from you as well. So please, let's do that. One thing I want to chip in about that question of budget is I remember there was someone who reached out to me back then. Someone close to me referred me to that person. That person is in the Nollywood, filmmaking. And the person and I, we started talking, and the person said, "Can I write a good script?" I said, "Yes, of course I can." And then the person said, "Okay, I want you to write a story and the budget." In fact, the person told me the budget of the story right from the start. He said the budget is 1 million naira. 1 million naira. That was what the person told me. So, which means that he's saying, I want you to write the story, but while you are writing the story, put in mind that you are writing a 1 million naira budget story. So, when he told me that, it gave me the opportunity to ask more questions. Okay, How many casts are you looking at? Okay, what kind of locations do you think we do you understand? So that will help you to know how to approach, the resources that you have. All right, moving on. All right. Oh, Victor mentioned something that the best way is to make it very relatable. I don't know what is commenting on about that, right? So writing an engaging faith-based movie that is any Ọlọ́run fẹ́ David. If you know you are not good with script writing, share your concept with a professional script writer and be ready for pay for his or her services. That is absolutely right. Absolutely correct. Josephine, can you say something about that? Because I know that you write for people. Can you say something about that, please? Josephine, quickly.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm asking if you can display it.
Ah,
Okay, I've
okay.
seen it. I've seen it.
That's it on the screen. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. I actually
Sorry.
agree with Bro
Just a
David.
quick,
If
a
you know you're
quick, a
very
quick
good,
response.
yeah, if you're not good at script writing, or if you don't, you're somebody that you don't really want to give your work out, you can actually write the script, then give it to a script editor. Some script writers are also script editor. They will re-edit it, rewrite it for you. You will not lose your dialogues. You will not lose the message you have in it. It's not compulsory that you have to be the writer of your film. If you're not very good, give the idea to somebody. Let them do the writing for you. And when they
Yeah.
do the writing for you, if you are not paying for ghostwriting, acknowledge them accordingly. That is
Mm,
also very
mm,
important.
mm,
Thank
mm.
you.
And I think Aduragbemi mentioned something about that. He said, do the hard work of finding investors. I think he answered the question of story on budget.
Budget. Yes.
Find investors, financiers. Crowdfunding is not impossible too. Yeah, know how
Yeah,
to
I
sell your
said it
ideas.
too. Yes.
See,
That is
this
another that is
all
another
this.
thing we've not tapped in Christian drama.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you. See, I think we need to be schooled again. Not schooled again, like schooled in some aspects of filmmaking. Really. Talking about finding investors, crowdfunding, and all of that. Those are actually areas that we need. Okay, so Eniola Fed David said another point due to the due diligence of doing research about the storyline. All right, before that, another point is that before you shoot, give your story to someone that can constructively criticize. Now, I penned down something to ask. Constructive criticism when it comes to faith-based stories. How do we deal with it? Now, the reason why I'm asking this is because we see a lot of people, like you said, who they received it from God, no doubt. They wrote the script themselves. There is no second draft, no third draft. No, do you understand? It's just
The
Just
one
keep
director
committing.
did
draft.
not even see it
Don't
until
keep
that day.
committing. Don't commit. 90% of the committee.
Thank you. The director didn't even see it
Two
on
different
that
drafts.
day. Now,
Exactly. You come to see what you have done.
okay,
You
hold on,
come.
Favors. How do we approach this constructive criticism as a in gospel filmmaking? How do we approach it? Now, let's start from you receive the message. How do you run with it? What should be the normal thing to do? Because we are looking at how to improve in our gospel, right? Faith-based
Yeah.
narrative. So, Faith Bars, you have the floor. Quick response, please, as we begin to round off.
One thing God will do for you. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
One thing God will do for you. God will give you the message. He won't give you the script.
Thank you. Good.
He will
Good.
give you the
Yeah.
message. He won't give you the script. He won't give you how you write. He will just give you the message. It can just come in a form of trance, revelation, or whatsoever. So you are the
Mm,
one who now use the idea that God has given to you, the creative mind that God has given to you, to put it down. Call experts, call script writers, call screenwriters. Let them do the work for you. So God will give you the message. We are not doubting it that God gave you the message. Fine, God
Faith
gave.
Babs, Faith Babs, you are saying call experts. Experts will demand money. What do you say to that?
You have to pay for everyone's service, or
What
except
if
you.
they don't have the money?
Then look
You have
for
to
somebody within your
build,
means.
build the
Thank
relationship.
you.
build
Thank
relationships.
you.
If
Build
you serve,
relationships, right?
serve, can serve under other people, they will serve you as well. So serve, build
Thank you.
relationships. You don't want to
Yeah.
build relationships, that's our issue. So when you don't have money, you have men. If you don't have men, you have money.
When you don't have money, you have men. No, right, right, right. I
That is
heard that.
actually true.
It's true. It's true. It's true. But you didn't
And
finish that
sometimes
statement.
men,
You
the
said
gift of
something.
men. Uh-huh.
Faith Bats, you said something after you. If you don't have money, you have men. You now said
Yes, if you,
something.
you should have men. And if you don't have men, you should have money. And if you have the both, congratulations.
Wow, wow, wow. True. That's true. That's true. Do you know that is where collaboration comes in? See,
Yes.
honestly, we lack collaboration when it comes to filmmaking in gospel. We lack it, honestly. We
Do you
lack
know
it.
why? Because
I'm with you.
you believe that you are doing a ministerial work. Faith Babs is doing ministerial work. Brother David is doing ministerial work. So
Mm,
how do we want
mm,
to do the collab? I
yeah.
think I had this discussion with Faith. Yeah. Faith, yeah, are you there? I think we had a
Yeah,
discussion, was it some days ago, talking about collaboration and how to make things work. The thing is, everything has its pro and cons.
Yeah.
If we are
Yeah.
talking about collaboration, there are some people that will come to your set. They both agree that all what two people are doing is collaboration. Then they go to your back and say, I went to that people's location, they didn't give me money for my services. Oh, come
Mm,
on.
they used
You
me.
both agree they are coming for a collaborative project. That is one challenge.
Well,
Then another thing is, I'm running a ministry, you are running a ministry. So telling us to come together, me, I want to feel I'm the president of my ministry. You want to feel they are the president of your ministry. Then there is that one too.
mm.
We need to bridge a lot of gap in Christian drama, and everything boils down to the mindset. If you don't go to the root to tackle this problem, we'll just keep on recycling and recycling. That will
Yeah,
just be the
true,
truth. Another
true.
thing is you asked a question, I've forgotten it. How to create engaging content. I
Yes,
just want
yes,
to.
yes. I asked that question. Please, how do we create engaging content? I think people have answered. How do we create engaging content?
Is this
Faith
where I
Barbs,
come in or Faith
Josephine,
comes in?
hello,
any
sir.
one of you can come in, please, while I find
Do you want to
answers. I
say
think some
something or
people.
do you want me to go first?
What was that? Go for it. Go.
You don't even know the question, you're just saying go first.
Okay, I think Victor answered. I think that's an answer to that question. He said the best way is to make it very relatable and bring in relatable human perspectives. What do
Yes.
we think?
Yeah, not doing supernatural things that cannot happen in the physical world. Like people
Okay.
are hearing, God is echoing, and those things we just have to remove it in our stories, and then we have to do
Mm,
something people life's experience. Like let's do what people can feel, whereby they can see themselves in it. If people can see themselves in what we are doing, it's good. We live day to day life. We know what is going on. People know what's
yeah,
going on. If they
yeah,
are them, they know. If you are
true,
lying to them on your in your
true,
film, they
true,
know that you are
true.
lying to them. So they just are
Mm,
filming. Man, film. That's how they do their film. That's how they do their thing. So don't all those Christian films. So I think we should do something that people experience in their day-to-day activities, in their social life, in the community. Barely we have not seen a war film, a war Christian film, a
hmm,
war
mm,
different genre of films. The only thing we see is just pretty stuff. So I think some people they love adventures, they love different kind
yeah,
of things.
yeah.
So we should put those things in our. We should resonate those things in our film. I think it's gonna help
All right. Thank
our
you, Faith
stories.
Babs. Faith Babs, I will still bring into the. I will still bring you to the sport, as we begin
So
to
can I
round
say
off, right?
something about that?
Yeah. Okay.
Creating and engaging. I'm just listing them, I'm not explaining.
All right.
So I think number one is to unbox ourselves. Some
Mm,
of us we've undergone some teachings, and then they've already told you this is the way it is done.
Yeah,
You need to
yeah,
unbox
Same
yourself.
way should be.
Another thing is to spread your wings too. Don't base your writing on only the situation of Nigeria. Watch
yeah,
other films, read scripts online. There are so many free scripts that you can read
yeah.
online. Understand? That's another way to create engaging content. Then another thing is how to put emotions. If your movie is emotional, people will watch.
True.
The thing is, we might think, why do we think comedy sells? It's because comedy is also emotional. It's bringing
Yeah,
out
yeah, yeah.
joy. That's why comedy sells. Why did you think Breath of Life sold? It was because it was emotional. So if your movie can make somebody laugh or can make somebody cry, believe me, you will sell. So I
Mm-hmm.
believe those are the ways we can create the content.
Yeah, I
Then we
noted
reach
those
message
down.
time.
Unbox yourself, spread your wings, and then emotions. Now, let me come back to feedbacks as we begin to call it an event or a night. Feedbacks. I know you to be a director. You direct faith-based films, stage and screen, of course, and of course you are into production as well. Can you say, still based on that question, how do we write engaging, narratives? Can you answer that question in relation to production, directing, and all that quickly? A quick answer, please. Thank you. Babs, are you there?
Hello, sir. I can hear you
Did
now.
you? All right. Did you
What?
did you hear what I said?
No, 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 sir.
All right. I said that please. I know that you have produced and you have directed films,
Oh,
and of course stage plays. Now, still on that question, how do we write engaging faith-based narratives? Now, I want you to answer that question in relation to production and directing.
okay. Thank you, sir. Can you hear me loud and clear, sir?
Yes, we can. Quick
So
answer, please. Thank you.
yeah, production and directing, they are two separate things, but yeah, because of the time, we just have to let's combine the both. So in production, a lot of things go into, and then likewise direction, a lot of things go in direction. So if you're a director, if you're a good director, you must take note of two things. Number one, the creative side of it. Number two, the artistic part of it. So when we're talking about creativity as a director, for you to bring relatable stories, four things. Are you hearing me, sir?
Yes, we can.
So you must know this for you must know this for because number one is telling a story. You must be able to interpret and deciding how the story will unfold on the screen as a good director for you to make the story relatable. And number two,
Yeah.
you must know how to work with your actors, directing their performance, helping talent to deliver their lines and actions the way you have envisioned it from the way you imagine it from the onset. And then number three, you have to visualize or film from the idea because the idea transforms the story to the script. So you have to visualize it, deciding how the scenes will be shot from camera angles to set design, props, makeup, whatsoever. That's why a director must know at least a little aspect of every department in filmmaking. You must know about makeup, you must know about props, you might not be an expert. I know that there are areas of weakness in filmmaking. So you must just part of it. You must know what you want. You must know what you want. So number four is collaboration. Working
Mm.
with a crew member to the entire head of department, the props, you must know how to collaborate with people. You must know how to that to engage a good. Can you hear me, sir?
We
So now
can.
to production, a lot of this going to production. We can't mention it. So we have three steps of production. We have three steps or three stages. Number one, we have the pre-production stage. We have the production stage, post-production stage. We are all filmmakers here. We know so the pre-production stage is where we are preparing and planning for the production. Is where the casting, the writing, what everything we have been discussing earlier takes place. Then the production is actual two day whereby we start everything from the pre-production to the production, and then the production is where we finalize everything. And if this process is being skipped, if any of the process is being skipped, we are going to have, the issues we are having is that we have tagged filmmaking in faith-based as Christian filmmaking, and there's nothing like Christian filmmaking or faith-based filmmaking. Filmmaking is just filmmaking.
Mm. Yeah.
Because when we okay, one director told me something, said you don't need to go to you don't need to read that the Holy Spirit will inspire you.
Mhm.
That is trusting on the inspiration of the Holy Spirit for his talking. He never went through the script, he never read, he never made the answers with the actors saying I'm trusting God to inspire me. But so I think there's nothing like Christian filmmaking or faith-based filmmaking is just filmmaking. So you can just attach
Mm.
your faith to it. You can attach your faith to it, your practice to it.
Mm.
You can attach anything to it, but filmmaking is just filmmaking. So any process in
Mm.
filmmaking must not be skipped. Everything must
Mm.
be attached.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then that's how
All
we
right. Mm. All right. Thank you, Faye Babs. Can you hear me, Faye Babs?
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Hello.
Yes, yes. Uh, you're done, I believe.
I'm with you,
Hello.
sir.
Yes. All right. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Josephine. Hello.
I'm here.
Yeah. Can you tell us how we can write engaging narratives, faith-based narratives, in relation to script writing and acting?
Okay, I think I've answered the question now. You're just taking it back.
Oh, okay. Um, the ones you listed, unboxing yourselves and all of that, right?
Sorry, come again. What did you say?
I was talking about the list that you gave, unboxing ourselves, spread your wings,
Okay.
emotions, right?
Yeah, I think the bedrock of it is of course those ones I said to were important. Then story is king. Your story is very very important. If you are going to write a script that is relatable, your story has to make a lot of sense too. If your story is already black and white, you've already made the job difficult for yourself. So the kind of story you
Mm,
want to tell is important as as how you also want to tell the story. Another thing is to show us more than telling us. Show us
mm,
more than telling us. Let your actions speak. Instead of dumping everything inside the dialogues, we want to see it. It's not audio drama, it's visual.
yeah,
So
yeah.
paint a picture for us. I think that's another thing. Okay, I already said I'm not going to mention anything. But
Mm,
we've seen some movies that 10 minutes one person is still speaking inside the same
mm,
scene. I don't understand.
mm,
Show
mm,
us more than you tell us. We are not acting what is it called, audio drama, and it's not audio podcast. So why are you doing more of dialogues than more of showing? Then another thing is your character depth and analysis. That was what I said. If you want to do screenplay the proper way, you will do cast analysis. If you've done your cast analysis, it will help you to also tell your story well. If you're saying your lead character as maybe it's bipolar, you need to look for things that are seen in bipolar people, then make sure that your character embodies it. If you didn't do anything like character analysis, you might end up writing a shabby story. You have a great story, you've been doing well with the dialogue and actions, but then your characters are not giving. Yeah, Gen Zs, they tell you that your character, if your characters are not giving, so what is now the film? Is it only their
Yeah.
mouth I want to look at? It's not just their mouth I want to see. So you need to do your character analysis as well. And when you want to do the casting, make sure that they fit into the character analysis. I'll keep on saying it. It's not by popularity. If your movie is great,
Mm,
people will come far and wide to come and watch it. And if you
I
have
agree.
popular faces and your movie is just basic, no, we just watch. This person is there. Oh, let me just watch. They might
True.
not even remember to tell somebody. Look at this movie captured. They didn't even do a flyer for that film until where they saw that it's like this thing is going far. You
Yeah.
understand? They didn't even
That,
do a flyer for it. Like, if your movie is enticing, people will come and look for you. Another thing is write for the screen. You know, think visually, not just narratively. You can write something so beautiful in your head. It's just like most of us that we are very good dancers in our head. But the moment we stand up, okay, then reality hits us. So write for the screen and not just narrating stories for us as if you're telling my book of Bible stories. Another thing I
All
would
right.
say to you as somebody that does screenplay is to learn, study, read scripts online. Don't remain where you are. If you say you want to sit here, people will leave you there, they will evolve. They will not say they are leaving you behind. You are the one who left yourself behind. So
True.
taking this into acting, or is my time up? You're saying I should relate it to acting, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All
Quickly.
right. Yeah, I'm very fast. I'm just listening.
Yeah.
Understand your character. You're acting a role. You've already seen the character analysis. Then study the character. If they say that this character has autism, go and study how people with autism behave. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So
Mm,
understand your character. If they say this person is someone that is very tough, it's not like in scene one you're tough, scene two you are nice. Do you
mm,
understand?
mm, mm. I just highlighted
Okay.
that comment to support
Yeah.
what you said.
Bro David is making another point. You're do
No,
your
he
due.
has made that point. I just highlighted it to
Okay.
support what you said.
Yeah, I think I wrote about this, and the case study I used was actually cancer. You are portraying a cancer patient that is on stage 4, and the cancer patient has braids on her head. Ah, stage
Mm.
4. What kind of miracle is that? So that is
that,
another thing. Understand your character, the way they behave, the way they speak, the mannerism. It will help you. The another thing as an actor is to master your lines. They've given you the script 1 month before location, but you still come online, you're still using Ojo to call Ojo. Oh, come on, please. Yeah, even people will call A-list actors too. They do these things, and I don't think it's something that should be tolerated. Yes, you can be on location, you are acting with somebody, and
Mm,
they will just kill the whole action on your body because you are doing take six. Why? Because somebody did not know their lines. So these things can
mm,
be very, very hurtful. Another thing is to stay present, react naturally, listen, and leave. React to it naturally. You watch some film and you watch the reaction, you know that. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say, but it shows that this person is acting. I don't know if you understand.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
a way they say, the eyes like, oh, I'm acting, oh, that's why I shouted my this way. So stay present, react naturally. Another
Mm-hmm.
thing is to take direction well. If you don't have a good director, you'll suffer. And if you have a good director and you're somebody that does not listen, you'll still suffer. So it goes
Mm,
both ways. Take direction
mm,
well. You don't exit the character when the director is trying to like maybe correct something you did, or they're trying to prompt you with a tisare joko. What happened? So
mm,
these things are things we need to take note of. Then another thing is to build emotional range. This is something I used to do inside my house, inside my cubicle. I can wake up today and say I want the emotions I want to build might be someone, let's say a sadist, or someone who is melancholy now. A serial killer, the way they do their face, their mannerism. This is not a, I don't know if I'll call it, but we have not actually mastered emotional range in Christian drama. I'm not
Hmm.
trying to dampen our work. I'm just trying to say what I've seen from most of our movies. We've not learned, even me, I'm inclusive, we've not learned emotional range, and that is why I've already started learning emotional range. If you are
Yeah.
a cancer patient, how will your facial expression look? If you are a psychopath, how will you look? Psychopath don't look tough. Oh. I hope you know that. In fact, they look like the calmest person in the room, and you will not know. You don't see these things coming. So we need to also do what learn how to build emotional range. Let me stop here because of our time.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for the consideration of time. I know you have a lot to say, or definitely I know, and thank you so much for your time. Uh, uh, I don't know. For those that are live right now, can you put in your last words for for faith-based filmmakers while we as we begin to round off this event? And thank you so much to everyone that has been a part of this maiden edition of Story Studio. And of course, Faith Barbarian Day, Faith Babs, and Josephine Oladele, please, you also give your last appeal to every faith-based filmmaker. Now, I think I should just go first. Let me say this. In my line of work presently, we go through a procedure. It is everyday procedure. Before you get to work, please, I need everyone to listen. Before you get to work, before you put your hands to the plow, before you get to work, you must go through some procedures, some things that you must do before you get your hands on the job. Now, we have said a whole lot of things. And if I want to sum up everything we have said, this meeting is also for me, you know. I will say that we need to be educated. That's the truth. Now, let me say this. Before we get to work as filmmakers, please, I'm saying this because this is my own action plan. This is my own action plan from today, from tonight. Before we get to work in shooting films, even before getting to production stage, before you get to work on film making, please go through the procedures. Go through the procedures as in what is expected. What, your story. Go see, I know someone who told me personally, and who told me personally. I think, okay, bro, David is here. Who told me personally that before they could come up with that story, they had 6 to 7 drafts of a story. You will understand the work that has gone into that story before it came out. So development even before pre-production is very crucial. Making a lot of drafts on your story until you are satisfied with it, I think is very crucial. Before we get our stories out there, let us undo it before we go out there, right? So at every stage, development, pre-production, production, post-production, let's go through the procedures. Get educated. Okay, what is the standard for this? Then know it and put in the work. And finally, please, collaboration is important. Please, enough of isolation, enough of this is my ministry, this is my thing, this is my story, this is mine. Enough of it in the gospel filmmaking. We need to collaborate. Just like Bro David said, you don't know how to write a script, collaborate with someone. Get someone who can achieve your artistic vision. I think Adura Bemi mentioned that we need to have an artistic vision. So collaborate, please. Let's collaborate. Even if it's all of us that are here, let's collaborate and do something. For me as a storyteller, I love writing stories. I love writing script. And see, I don't have anything against someone reaching out to me and saying, please, let me check this script. Let's ensure that it's good. That is me collaborating with that person, right? I might not give that person money, but I have collaborated with that person. All right, so please let's do that. Let's re-educate ourselves. Let's go out for knowledge. Let's do something excellent. And that as we are proceeding more and more films, we are getting better and better. All right. Faith Babs to you, please, quick. All right.
All right,
Oh,
so
wow.
my last words. So I think you mentioned all already, but this is what I'm
Your
going to say.
appeal, your appeal to every filmmaker here. That's that. Yeah. Your final words, please.
Yeah, I think we need to unlearn, relearn, and keep learning.
Yeah.
Filmmaking is just you don't have to skip
Yeah.
any of it, like what you said. So filmmaking, we should keep making films. We should keep watching films, and that's how we can be
Yeah.
better. If you keep
Very.
watching,
Yeah.
making films, and then let's keep collaborating as well. If you know you are weak in this area, please walk to a person who can do that better than you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a taboo. It's not a disease. Can just this is a
Mm.
film. Please do
Mm.
this. Bromo, you
Mm.
are please do this.
Mm.
And please give credit to those who deserves it. People who have helped you,
True.
give them credit. Give
True.
them credit. Don't take all the glory. Some people say, "Ah, na me do am." I've seen people whereby they hired them to write, and then they omit their names away from the end credits without giving them the
Mm.
and the one who worked. So, and you never had agreement of such that you won't give them the credit. So
Mm.
give credit when you need to do. So don't skip any process. Relearn, unlearn, and keep learning. Watch films and make films.
Thank you. Watch films, make films. That's it. Watch film makes film. And you are see, don't quit making films. And as you keep making films, you get better. That's the truth. Thank you. That was so apt. Feedbacks. Watch films, make films. You know, when you mentioned that, it reminded me of a friend of mine, Banabi. Make films. All right, Josephine, you have the floor. Your last appeal to every filmmaker, right? Yeah.
I have plenty to say, but I'm going to
I know.
summarize
I
it.
know you have.
Ah, yo, next.
I'm going to summarize it as being intentional. I feel
Mm,
sometimes too we do these things shabby because it's ministerial
yeah.
work. Holy
Yeah.
Spirit
Thank
will do
you.
the
Thank you.
perfection.
Thank you. Yeah.
If you're intentional with your work, down from the title, down to the flyer, to the script, to the casting,
Yeah. Mm,
the work will actually come out nice. So what I'm going to plead with us is just one thing, just one. Be intentional with anything you want to do.
mm,
Anything that is
mm.
worth doing at all. Anything that is worth
What
doing
doing
at all.
well?
Why not just do it
True.
well? Especially
True.
when you have the capacity to do it. If you want to collaborate, that's fine. Be intentional with your collaboration too. If you want to cast for your film, be intentional with the casting. Puma, we know
Yeah.
they do audition for
Mm,
Christian drama. No problem. But that does not mean that you cast somebody who is not fit for a role because you're
mm-hmm.
looking for a popular face to carry your film. A good film will sell itself. That is just the simple truth. So make good film. Make good film. And only way you can do this is if you are intentional about everything you want to do. And be intentional means from scratch and be intentional with everything. Title of your film, be intentional with it. I don't want to
Mm,
say anything. Sometimes our title is like a sentence. Be intentional with your title, be intentional with your flyer. Sometimes you do flyer as if it's somebody, the person is just learning graphic design. Oh, come on. Everything I've said this night is summarized into one: intentionality. If you are intentional with everything you're doing, with your casting, very, very important. I'm a casting director, that's what I'm emphasizing on.
mm.
Casting. Your crew member too, very important. Please be intentional with everything. Your PR is not a sin. I've said it.
Yeah.
It's not a sin. If you are not telling God to give you 1 million souls and you think the 1 million souls to come and enter you, oh come on, you need to go out there. You need to go out there
Mm,
and do work and do the work. What is the
mm.
extent of the shoe that you bought and you kept inside the room? Uncle, wear the shoe
Yeah.
and go outside.
Mm,
That is just
mm.
basically everything. Be intentional with everything from the beginning to the end. Be intentional with whatever you were doing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. In fact, this last appeal makes so much sense. Of course, I'm not saying that everything that we have said is like he just wrapped it all up. Intentional, intentional. I want that intentional to keep ringing in my head. Intentionality. Thank you so much, Josephine. And I think Bro David's appeal to every one of us is he said something like, I have made a decision as a filmmaker to learn so much about the thing I am doing. Very true. Very true. Very true. Thank you. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you to everyone that has participated. Thank you very, very much. Just imagine that three of us are here and you are not there. You know, well, it won't gel, right? So thank you so much for being here. Adura Gbemi, Bro David, O Victor, who else was here? Um, Joshua Jolayemi, who else? Yeah, Emmanuel Koledoye. Thank you everyone for being here. We really, really appreciate your input, your participation. Thank you so much. And of course, a huge thank you to our guests, Josephine Oladele and Faith Babs. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Of course, this is not the end of what we are doing together. And I believe that because we are here and we have said a whole lot of things, I believe that a lot of collaboration will be happening very soon. So thank you so much, Faith Babs. Thank you. Faith Babs, thank you. Thank you for the sacrifice. Thank you. I don't know if you're outside right now, but thank you for the sacrifice. You know, and Josephine, thank you so much. At the end beat, we saw your face well. I understand. Thank you so much. Thank you. We appreciate you all. And all right, this is the final. Thank you. And this is the maiden edition, right? And thank you so much. I'm really encouraged by your participation, and this is going to continue. Of course, it's going to continue next month. We already have a theme, and of course, our guests for next month has been notified, and they are all in for next month. And just watch out for what we're going to be talking about next month. And these two guests that I'm bringing next month, I've spoken with both of them, and really see, the truth is, we have talked about production, we have talked about directing, we have talked about whole lot of things. And I believe that these two people are going to be coming in to share their experience, and you don't want to miss it. And so Story Studio is going to be happening every month by God's grace. So, and of course, Josephine Oladili and Faith Babs, of course, will be here again. Of course, we won't be talking about thoughts of viewers again, but we'll be delving more into certain topics. You can see that Josephine had to restrict herself. She has a lot to pour out, but then we have another time for them to come up here. And please, I want to plead with us for next month. Let's get the news out there. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much. And let's collaborate. Let's collaborate. I'm saying this, let's collaborate. All right. Thank you, everyone. Let's call it a night. Thank you, Josephine. Thank you, Faye Babs. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you for being part of this tonight. Hey, I can see you now. It's now. It's now. All right. Bye. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.